Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and I am shocked how much I like Prime Empire. So after Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu aired, I ranked all the Ninjago seasons on Instagram, but I thought since we're doing the YouTube thing now, why don't I turn it into a tier list video where I don't only give my rankings, but explain why I'm ranking things where they are. This is going to be up to Prime Empire because that is the most recent season that is out, but if this video is enjoyed by people, then maybe I'll update it once Season 13 releases. So we're going to be using tiermaker.com for this. This was made by someone, I believe. I am at IMGCN on Twitter. So go check them out because they're the ones who made this template. But I'm going to be using it. I think I'm going to change this a little bit. Okay, so settings. This will be blue and this will be bad. The color should probably be swapped the other way around, but you know what? We're just going to do it like this. So amazing, great, good, alright, meh, bad. I'm going to get rid of alright. I don't think that's necessary. I think alright and meh are the same thing. And then let's add a row below. Settings, make that gray. And we're going to have unranked, which I'm going to put Day of the Departed and the pilots in here because while there's things to like and dislike about both of those, I don't think it's fair to compare them to entire seasons because they're just not long enough. I do rank Marshal the Oni because I feel like it's the finale to Marshal the Spinjitzu, so it's kind of needed to be included, but those two I'm going to keep at the bottom. So, pilots, Day of the Departed, go right there. I guess we'll go in season order, so why not? So we'll start with season 1. I'm going to put it in good. Obviously, it's nostalgic. It's what made me love the show in the first place. But compared to some of the other seasons, it's not the deepest season. It's not the darkest season. It doesn't make you think. But it's fun, it's silly, and it's well made. So it's going to go in the good tier. Next, we have season 2, which, where is it here? Here it is. Season 2, I am not the biggest fan of. I like the first half where it's like people call the filler episodes where they like time travel and have the car race. It's very silly and very fun. But then the second half of the season, I think it's really boring with the whole final battle stuff. The final battle itself is good, but I think the Overlord is a very boring villain. The Stone Warriors are boring villains. So it just doesn't interest me. Like, that's when I rewatch Ninjago, that's where I'm like, okay, let's get through this so we can get on to the good stuff, because it's not very good. I don't like what they did with Garmadon in the season, because it's been building up to Garmadon confronting Lloyd in this season, him having to choose between family and his evil blood or whatever, but that never really had to happen because the Overlord was just like, no, I'm the actual big bad. Garmadon's not the big bad, it's me, the Overlord. So Lloyd was fighting the Overlord, not fighting Garmadon, and I felt like it was just a letdown from what seasons 1 and 2 set up. Now, Lloyd did get to fight Garmadon for real later on, but that's for later on. So I'm going to put this in meh. I don't hate it. It's not my least favorite season. We'll get to that next, but there's things I don't like about it. Have some good water. Next, we have Rebooted. So, I don't like Rebooted. I don't like it at all. There's not a... that's a lie. The only thing I like about Reboot are, like, the last 10 minutes of the final episode. Zane's Sacrifice, really good. The rest of it, hot garbage. The entire season just felt like, whoa, robots, cool. Robots, that's really cool. Technology. Like, there's so much I dislike about the season. The Overlord coming back kind of ruins Lloyd's whole being the Green Ninja thing. Like, he was supposed to be the only one to defeat the Overlord, and now Zane did it, so doesn't that technically make Zane the Green Ninja? I don't know. Pythor's return was kind of cool. I did enjoy that, but it was combined with Ninjoids and Overlord, which were two villains who somehow managed to be more boring than Season 2 Overlord and the Stone Warriors. Pixel, I really hated her character in Season 3. She's gotten better now, but at that time she was just a robot girlfriend, and the idea of a robot girlfriend is so dumb to me. I hate that so much. Again, I've warmed up to her more in recent seasons, but I hate robot girlfriend. That's such a terrible idea. And I don't know, it's just, they go to space. Like, there's so many things. It's just, it does not feel right. Wu becomes a robot. There's the whole love triangle with Jay, Cole, and Nia, which is the worst thing to ever happen in Ninjago. Season 4 puts that away pretty well, but it's terrible in Season 3. There's not much to like there. The final scene is good. Nothing else really is. The Hegemans have talked before about how the production of that season was very messy, and that, like, they were given 4 episodes, then 13, and then it was cut down to 8, so, like, different episodes were produced with, like, expecting so many more episodes later on, if that makes any sense. So I understand that production was messy, and it's not entirely the writer's fault. The season turned out the way it did. Still doesn't make it good. I do not like it very much at all. So that is probably going to be the one and only thing in the bad tier, because do not like that season. Now we have Season 4, Tournament of Elements. I love Tournament. Tournament was my favorite season for the longest time, and it might still be. I do not think it's the best season, but it is one of my favorites just because it's so much fun. It expanded the lore of the world so much. It introduced us to the Elemental Masters. Chen is such a fun villain. I know people don't like him, but he's so much fun. Klaus is genuinely, like, very scary and ominous. A lot more Sensei Garmadon stuff was really cool to get. We got to see Zane come back. There was just so much to like about this season. It introduced us to Skylar. We got to see more Pythor. It was just so much fun. I love this season a lot, and the Elemental Masters are such fun characters. It's one of my favorite seasons. I'm not going to rank it amazing because there's seasons that I think are objectively better than this one, but it's going in the great tier because I think it's excellent. I think it's very well done. It's a good season. Season 5, Possession. This is a difficult one because watching Possession, I'm like, this is really good. Like, for the longest time, I had spoilers for what my next ranking is going to be. I had seasons 4, 5, and 6 as, like, peak Ninjago. Like, those are the good seasons, and then everything else is, like, in between. But looking back, Possession has a lot of weird moments in it. Like, Moro's a great villain. I like Ronin. And, yeah, I don't know. But there's the whole Cloud Kingdom thing, which just was weird and out of place. There's the whole bit where they had Zane, like, lose his voice and then talk like a pirate. Like, there were so many, like, little things in there where it was just like, why is this a part of the season? I liked Nia becoming the water ninja, but it was just, it felt a little incoherent. It felt like it didn't really know where it was going. Maybe it should have been shorter to cut down on some of the fluff. But there's a lot of things I didn't like that it did, but there's also a lot of things I did like. So I think I'm going to put it in meh, above Final Battle. These will be ordered, by the way. So each tier, well, like, everything in the same tier, I'll be ranking similarly, but they are ordered. So whatever my number 1 in Amazing is going to be my number 1 overall. Skybound, I love. I love Skybound. Skybound is very divisive. It's a lot like Rebooted, and people either love it or they hate it. I love Skybound. I think it was very good. A genie or a Jinn character is very hard to do, I'd imagine. Like, you give this character infinite power and, like, the power to grant wishes. I think that's very hard to get right, but I think they did it very well. I like to see all the J development. I think when they, like, cut the ninja team down into smaller groups like they do in Prime Empire as well, I think whenever they do that, it really brings out the characters and makes the season a lot better. I enjoy Jay and Nia's dynamic in the season. I know some people don't like how that went, but it showed how Jay was desperate and Nia was independent, but at the end they realized that they do genuinely enjoy each other. And I don't know, I like it, and I thought Nia's death scene was good. My biggest complaint with Skybound is the ending. I think they just sort of threw away a lot of their roles in the final episode. Like, I don't like how they made it so the the Nauticon sword, what's it called? The Jin Blade? Is that the official name of Jin Blade? If you could just hit someone with it and put them in, like, that made no sense, because why didn't Nauticon just do that from the beginning rather than making all the ninja, like, wish themselves into the Jin Blade? So that was weird. The whole infinite wishes thing didn't make much sense, because Nauticon should have been unbeatable at that point. The whole Flintlock just having to believe in himself to overcome not being able to aim, I don't like that either. Nauticon is a magical creature. He should be able to actually do these things. It's not just making you think he's done these things. So, I did not like the finale, but the rest of the season is so good in my eyes that I don't mind it. I like how it all was retconned at the end and that none of it actually happened, but Janey remembered it. I don't know. It's a ton of fun. One of my favorite seasons ever. So I'm going to put it in here with Tournament and The Great. I think I'll rank it above it. I like Tournament more, but I think Skybound is the better season there. Actually, now that I think about it more, I think I'm going to move Possession up to good after season 1, but I think it's going to be moved up to good because there's seasons that are more meh than Possession is. So next we got Hands of Time. Hands of Time. What do I do with you? Hands of Time I would call the most forgettable season. I don't hear people talk about it very often. I don't hear people remember it very often. Now, part of that is because of it, just like every season, it was released very weirdly. And also, the Ninjago movie was coming out at that time, and love it or hate it, it was stealing a lot of the hype for Hands of Time because people were focused on that, whether it was loving the movie or hating the movie. People were focused on the movie rather than Hands of Time. And also, a lot of the things in that season didn't really seem to affect other seasons. It was the last season to use Airjitzu and Dragons. Rai and Maya never appeared, though they're supposed to appear again in season 13 or 14, so that's exciting to hear. So it's very forgettable. I don't like what they did with the Time Twins, or how they were just essentially boomers who hated technology. Like, again, whenever Ninjago does the whole technology aspect, they do it really, really poorly. So I really don't like Rebooted, and I don't think Hands of Time does it too well. Hands of Time is definitely better than Rebooted, but it's just forgettable. Like, Vermilion were some of the lamest enemies. I like the idea of the snakes all coiled up to make a creature. That is really cool, but personality-wise, and I don't know, I don't remember them. Nobody remembers them. It is the most forgettable season. Hands of Time had potential, but the characters themselves just So I'm going to rank it meh. I'm going to rank it below season 2. So right there. Yeah. Sorry, Hands of Time. Okay, now we get into some of my favorites. Sons of Garmadon. Now, I'm going to talk about Sons of Garmadon and Hunted right here because I feel like you need to talk about both at the same time. Here's the thing. These are the greatest seasons to ever exist. They're dark. They've got some of the best stories. They've got the best villain. Two of the best villains. Garmadon and Harumi are the best villains Ninjago has ever seen. I love these seasons. These seasons are fantastic. The question is, which one is better? Because here's the thing. Sons of Garmadon is great. It's a fantastic season. But the Sons of Garmadon bits in Hunted are better than the Sons of Garmadon bits in Sons of Garmadon, if that makes any sense. Like the stuff in Ninjago, the stuff with Nia, Lloyd, Wu, Misako, Dareth, Mistake, like all of them like having to fight up against Garmadon and Harumi and everything while trapped in Ninjago City, that is excellent. That is better than Sons of Garmadon. But Sons of Garmadon is better than the First Realm bit of Hunted, because while the First Realm bit is still good, I like Faith as a character, the Dragon Hunters are fun, it's just not at the same level as the rest of the stuff, so I don't know where to rank it. I think I'd have to rank Sons of Garmadon as number 1, because while I do like elements of Hunted better, the First Realm stuff does drag it down a bit, but both of these are going in my amazing tier. It's just, SOG is going to be number 1, because it's just excellent. Harumi was a wonderful character. She's really what makes that season great. But Garmadon's return, Garmadon is such a better character, and also, as I was saying with Season 2, we never got to see that conflict between Lloyd and Garmadon finally play out. We did get to see that in Sons of Garmadon. We got to see the father versus son. So, that was excellent. I loved that. Marshal the Oni I thought was okay when it aired, but I need to rewatch it, but thinking back, I like it a lot more than I thought I did. I think the reason people don't like this season is because they were expecting a season. They weren't expecting a movie, and that's what this is. It's a movie. There's a lot of things this season could have done better. I don't like how meaningless Cole's fall was. Like, it happened, and then he was just okay. I wish it was a mystery for longer, but the fall scene itself was good. I like how every ninja had something to do. Like, every ninja had a part in this special. Like, no one was the main character. Lloyd was the main character of this, but everyone had something to do. Jay was proposing. Nia was getting proposed to, but she also had the whole thing knocking Cole down and falling, and she had to grapple with that. Kai made the weapons. Zane had to deal with leaving Pixel behind. Like, everybody had a purpose in this special, and I really like that because you don't usually see that in this season. Usually one ninja gets focused, 2 ninja have prominent roles, and then the rest are sort of just there. So I liked how everyone had a role here. The Oni could have been done better. They didn't shapeshift at all, even though the last 2 seasons built them up to be these incredible shapeshifting creatures. But before they stormed the monastery, they were very, very well done. I liked Omega when he popped up. I liked the Oni blocking Borg Tower, but when they came out into bright daylight, attacking the monastery and not doing anything besides like fighting with weapons, that was pretty lame. Garmadon was excellent in this season. I liked Garmadon a lot here. I also like how this had a lot of callbacks to earlier seasons. Elements from every season pretty much came back in this season in Borg's Vault, and I thought that was really cool to see because a lot of times we think like, okay, that season's over, we'll never see that again. And while that mostly is the case, we got to see the golden weapons again. We got to see the sword that can see the future. I forget what that's called. So my phone died. That's pretty cool. What I was trying to say was the Sword of Sanctuary. I think that's what it's called. Like the Sword of Sanctuary came back. That was a cool thing to bring back. So having some time to think while my phone was dead, I think I actually want to add the alright tier back in here because... yeah. Wait, hold on. Okay. Alright. So we're going to move Possession down to alright, and we're going to move this up to alright. Okay, so now Hands of Time is in the Ment tier by itself because these two are both much better than Hands of Time. But to finish off March the Oni, I think I'm going to put it in good because while it is flawed, I enjoy quite a lot of it, and I think it is a good finale to Master of Spinjitzu. I think there's a lot that it could have done better, but for 2 hours, it does what it needs to quite well, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then now we have Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm putting it in the alright tier. The question is where, because these 3 seasons right here, I have no idea how to order them. Because they are all mediocre for different reasons. Possession has a great villain and a great story, but weird episodes, like weird elements. Season 2 has great episodes at the beginning of the season, terrible episodes at the end. And then Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu has probably the best story out of any of these, but terrible pacing and some pretty bad episodes in between. So, I don't know. Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu, some people rank Fire and Ice separately. I keep them together because it is one season, and I feel like Fire is necessary for Ice to exist, and Fire is a lot better when you consider that it is setting up for Ice. People don't like Asphira. I think she's actually a ton of fun as a villain. She's not like the most deep or complicated. She's not Harumi. She's not Garmadon, but she is setting up for the more deep and complicated villain of Vex. She serves her purpose and she does it well. She's fun. She's interesting. I liked the filler episodes in the Fire chapter. I think the news episode was good because it had some humor in it and it actually progressed the plot forward, while the filler episodes in Ice chapter did not do that. But with Fire chapter, I have to keep in mind the first 3 to 4 episodes, because I try not to think about those, but those are the worst episodes of Ninjago ever, undoubtedly. They are terrible, they are awful, I do not like them. I think those 4 episodes have tainted people's views of Fire chapter a lot, because it's actually not that bad. But those first 4 episodes are really darn terrible, so I understand seeing those 4 and then being like, nope, I'm out of here. Ice chapter has a much better overall story, but it's got terrible pacing and like weird decisions. Like, Crag was just an unnecessary character to add. Like, that just all felt like filler to me. All the whole Cole and Crag thing. He's also, I hate him. He just terrible. It was really, really bad. Crag was not a good character, and it just took away from the plot progressing. They didn't spend enough time with Zane grappling with the consequences of being the Ice Emperor. It was a really cool concept that he was, but he just was sort of like, nope, I'm not the Ice Emperor anymore, and then he just moved on. The Wu and Pixel filler episodes were fine. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the anime episode too, but it was not the right time for them. They would have been more at home in the Fire chapter, or if they found a way to progress the plot like they did with the fillers in the Fire chapter, I think that could have been good. But the overall story isn't terrible. The whole Zane's becoming the Ice Emperor, that is really good. There was a lot of theorizing and stuff going on while that season was airing, so I do think it was well made in that sense. Fire Chapter, I think, was well made aside from those first 4 episodes, but people are just had their views tainted by those 4 episodes, and yeah, that's why it's in the alright categories. It's got its highs, it's got its lows. These 3 I can't say are ordered because I cannot tell you which one is better and which one's worse. They're all good and bad for different reasons, if that makes any sense. So. And then finally the new one, Prime Empire. I am shocked how much I like this season. As I said earlier, Ninjago does not do technology well. It just feels like pandering whenever they do it. Rebooted was terrible and Hands of Time was alright. Both of those are very like, whoa, technology seasons. So when I heard they were doing a video game season coming off of the mess that was Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu, I was like, oh my goodness, Ninjago might be at its end. Like, again, I enjoyed Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu, that's why it's not rated super low on my list. But seeing it come, like, it wasn't their greatest season, and it was a big downgrade compared to the last few. So seeing that go into a video game season, I was like, oh geez, it's gonna be Rebooted again. But this season was excellent, and I am shocked at how much I love it. It's really, really well made. It seems like the writers have actually played video games before, which is shocking because they handled everything so well. The whole, like, counting down ninja one by one to have just Jay left was really good. Unigami was an excellent villain. I don't want to spoil too much because I don't know if everyone has seen it, but his whole arc at the end was excellent. Like, I was not expecting it. It genuinely surprised me who Unigami was and how the whole conflict was resolved. Might be Ninjago's deepest season, if that makes any sense. Like, after watching the finale, it, like, really made me think about, like, this season really makes you question, like, sentience and what life truly is, if machines can have a life, and I don't know, I've never had a season in Ninjago make me think like that. I need to watch it more before I rank it super high, because there's also flaws in the season, but it's really well made. I think it's either going to go in the good or great tiers. I struggle to rank it above season 1 because, like, you need to get to a special place to be above season 1 for me. But it might get there eventually. Right now I'm going to rank it in the good tier right below season 1. But it's really, really, really well done, and I like it a lot. So yeah, there's my tier list. Let me know what you thought of my opinions, where you would move things, what your own rankings are. I'm pretty confident where I place things. Prime Empire might go up, Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu might go down. But other than that, I'm pretty confident in most of my ratings. Hunted and SOG are a little interchangeable, as I said. Hunted has the better story in a part, but SOG's got a better story as a whole, so I don't know. I like the show a lot. I like most of these seasons. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this content, I'll do more stuff like it in the future, and guess I'll see you next time. Later.